Greetings, lupus warriors all around the world. Whew, I finally got a chance to sit down and make the video that I promised you on last Friday regarding the answers to the pop quiz. For those of you that you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, on last Friday, in order to give my contribution towards Lupus Awareness Month, which the goal is to make lupus visible. Instead of giving lupus facts, um, educational information regarding lupus, I decided to give my community a pop quiz. The pop quiz was a 4-question quiz. The first one was you have to write out a complete answer. The other 3 questions were true or false. And I encourage my community to take the quiz just to see, to test your knowledge regarding lupus. Also, if you wanted to, you could share the answers in the comment section below. If not, you could write them down somewhere for your own personal usage. This is also a starting point for, discussing lupus with your friends, your family members, and your coworkers. Also to test their knowledge regarding lupus. Because although the diagnosis, the cases of lupus being diagnosed is increasing, it's on the rise, the knowledge regarding lupus is way below average. um, I would say that a big percentage of people have never heard of lupus, and those who have, they know very little regarding lupus. So today's video is the video in which I give you the answers to those 4 questions. The 4 questions were: what is lupus? Complete answer needed. Number 2, lupus only attacks the kidneys, true or false? Number 3, there is a cure for lupus. Is that statement true or false? Number 4, there is a single test to diagnose lupus. And I needed a true or false for that question as well. So today is the big day. Today is the big reveal where we answer these 4 questions. So let's jump right into it. If you have not subscribed to this community, please take a moment to like, subscribe, share this video, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Okay? First question: what is lupus? Well, lupus is a serious and potentially life-threatening autoimmune disease. Auto meaning self, in which the immune system cannot tell the difference between, healthy tissue or foreign invaders, and so it just starts to attack everything. So the immune system turns on itself and it starts to attack itself. um, Lupus is a very debilitating disease. It's mostly diagnosed in women, especially women of color, but men can get a diagnosis of lupus as well, children, and people of other nationalities. But the highest rate of diagnosis is found in women and women of color. Okay? So if you want to know more about lupus, go through my playlist, and I have hundreds of videos explaining lupus, these facts, exactly what it is, the symptoms, and so on and so forth. Question number 2: lupus only attacks the kidneys. That statement is false. Lupus can damage any organ, any tissue, any cell, from the skin to the joints to the heart to the kidneys to the brain, even to the blood vessels. So, no, lupus does not just attack the kidneys, it can attack any healthy cell, healthy organ, healthy tissue. Question number 3: there is a cure for lupus. That statement, my friend, is false. Right now, there is no cure for lupus. There's only medications to manage the symptoms of lupus. And so, although, managing the symptoms depend on early diagnosis from an expert medical team or an expert medical professional, there is no cure at this time. And so that's why, you know, we do everything that we can to bring about awareness, to increase awareness, to make lupus visible, because it's so important for the research for a cure the clinical trials in order to bring about a cure, the need for, an improvement in medications, safer, better medications. And all of this is with the hope of eventually one day eradicating lupus from the face of the earth. And so what we're doing today, is to bring about awareness, which is to increase research. But in order to increase research, there's also a need for funding. And so funding and research go hand in hand. But there are countless doctors, scientists working behind the scenes in order to one day find a cure for lupus. And so what we do today will not only impact lupus warriors today, but for generations to come. Okay? And so, whatever you can do to spread awareness regarding lupus would be so helpful. Okay? Number 4, the statement is there's a single test to diagnose lupus. And my friend, that statement is false. At this time, there is no single test that can tell whether or not a person has lupus. In order to receive an accurate diagnosis, there has to be several tests, from blood tests to urinalysis to biopsies. There's all kinds of, tests that need to be performed before an accurate diagnosis of lupus, can be confirmed. And sometimes that can take years because of the trickiness of lupus, because most of the symptoms of lupus is invisible, and there are some that are visible. The doctors have to kind of put this puzzle together in order to come up with an accurate diagnosis. Medical professionals do not just want to be throwing out the diagnosis of lupus, because the symptoms of lupus can mimic many other diseases. And a person can have, several, autoimmune diseases at one time. And there are so many different types of lupus. And so the doctor has to take a look at what the patient is saying, and then also the symptoms that are presenting themselves, and kind of put the puzzle piece together. This piece here, okay, it goes under lupus. This piece here. And then once the puzzle is completed, then a diagnosis of lupus can be ruled out. So no, there is not just one test at all. There are several tests, and it may take years to arrive at an accurate diagnosis. But during this time, if a person suspects that they have lupus, it's best to be seen by a medical professional right away, because a delay, in treatment means that your lupus symptoms continue. They could worsen, and it just makes everything, the longer it takes, it can make everything worse for the patient in the long run. So it's best to get seen. If you can start medications right away, there's no need to delay once you receive an accurate diagnosis of lupus. But don't give up if you're in the process of, if you're waiting for a diagnosis of lupus. Don't give up, don't get frustrated or anything like that. Hang in there. The doctors are just doing what they need to do in order to put the puzzles pieces together to make sure that lupus is, the symptoms that are presenting itself are really lupus symptoms and not something else. Okay? And so that's all I have for you on today. Like I always say at the end of every video, there's life after lupus. Stay strong, stay encouraged, stay blessed. Know that God loves you with all of his heart. He has a purpose and a plan and a destiny for your life that involves you showing up as you. And also, how did you do on the lupus pop quiz? Let me know in the comment section below. If you are looking for a more in-depth video regarding lupus symptoms, the diagnosis of lupus, just go through my playlist. I have over 280 some videos, I think, regarding lupus. If you go back to my earlier videos, I do go into detail each lab test, and exactly what the results mean as far as pinpointing whether or not you would, whether or not a person has lupus. Okay. And so just go through my video playlist if you're looking for more details that I can't go into right now. But anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you soon on the next video. Bye for now, my friends.